lot of numbers. It's a lot of work. So we do stretch it through several months. We just don't come into the budget meeting one day and have a budget. And we go through each small department, line item by line item, say yes and no to a lot of things. And our directors and managers do a really extremely fine job of narrowing their budget down to what is actually needed.
Welcome to Herrimanology.
The official podcast to keep up with Herriman City.
We'll take you inside the city, explore the latest news and updates, show you how your government operates, and discuss the issues that affect us all. Now, here are your hosts talking all things Herriman on Herrimanology.
All right, welcome to Herrimanology. It is Thursday, May 28th. It is day one of the Fort Herriman PRCA Rodeo, presented by UCCU.
I am excited.
I'm pretty pumped.
Yeah. Hey, we did get a memo. We wore the same shirt. Obviously, it's rodeo day, and we want to show up as a team and a crew, and pretty much the whole staff is wearing the same shirt. So, kind of feel awkward, but it's cute.
Yeah.
So, John, the rodeo is like the start of our summer. Like it's the official kickoff of summer. School's almost out. Then we get crazy busy with all kinds of events. And I know we're still doing a laundry list of things up there right now today. So I'm excited to get up there this afternoon and see what we've done on the change of the arena, make it more accessible and more funner to watch, I guess would be the right word. And so we've got more seating in our VIP areas and our behind the scenes hospitality area. And so each year we keep on getting a little better, a little bigger, and I like it. I love it.
Yeah, every single year we evaluate what happened, what we can do better, and make changes that we can. And like you said, every year it gets better.
Yeah.
So if you are coming, hopefully we'll see you there. If you didn't get a ticket, sorry, we'll catch you next year. Saturday's sold out. Friday's sold out. As of last night, there were 98 tickets left for tonight.
Yeah.
I don't know if those are even available now. We're recording this Thursday morning.
Yeah.
But they'll definitely be gone by the time the rodeo starts. So
Definitely.
Yeah, if you waited to walk up to the gate, sorry, we'll catch you next year and watch for some videos.
Yeah, in case you guys didn't know, we actually did a Black Friday sale for some of our tickets this last year. So stay tuned, get them in the fall, then you don't have to worry about springtime rush. And so if
They're
you
cheaper
know,
then too.
Yeah, definitely got the discounts and everything. So stay tuned. Great Christmas stocking stuffers. You guys know I love Christmas, so I mean, why not throw some rodeo in there? Yeah.
Love it. We did have Memorial Day because it was like 3 days ago.
Yeah, it's been a busy week.
That was only a few days.
Yeah.
But that was really cool. We have it every year. It's a very similar ceremony and breakfast every year. There are kind of two components to it. One is at the cemetery with a ceremony. And the other half, I guess, is at Main Street Park, just down the road from the cemetery with the breakfast. It's a great tradition. Started by the Lions Club years and years ago.
Yeah. Even before we were a city, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
So
when Herriman was still just a really small community, that was a tradition, and we've tried to keep that alive and add to it over the years too. But it's kind of fun just to see the griddles there at the Main Street Park. They all still say Herriman Lions Club.
Yeah.
So it's fun to do that, and the ceremony was really cool. A lot of people there.
Yeah, we had more people in attendance at the cemetery than years past. Beautiful weather, gorgeous weather. The presentation is very similar every year, but each council member gets to take a turn and rotation through there. And Matt Basham had his opportunity this year, and his words and the America 250 and everything. I mean, just standing in a solemn place of the cemetery and seeing the flags and hearing the names read aloud of all the fallen veterans, and just you understand what community is about, what that day is about. It's not just a long weekend. It's a time to reflect on your life, what you're doing, and how you're presenting, and how you're trying to be a better community member and be a better human, and stand up to what this Constitution and what this country is all about is kindness and helping each other, and the American dream.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, that's always an event, especially this year for some reason, but always an event that it's just very refreshing and very. It's nice to remember sacrifices that have been made and are being made, and just kind of reset priorities and make you appreciate the community we have. So
Absolutely. And the breakfast just, starts way early that morning and then caps it off after the event. So that cemetery event's right in the middle of that, which is great. We served lots of pancakes, lots of eggs, and it brings out the firemen there from 103, and they're there flipping burgers and cooking up eggs and ham. And it's just a real community gathering event. We had a lot of people there, and it was very exciting to see. Most of them because they're the same ones every year, but we love seeing those new smiley faces. And if you miss it, come out next year for sure. Yeah.
I do want to mention Towne Days coming up. We won't go into a whole lot of depth because we're very much in rodeo mode at the moment. But we also won't have Herrimanology podcasts for the next 3 weeks. I know. I actually really feel bad about this. We didn't have a podcast last week.
Okay.
We were doing a major grant application that sucked up multiple days for multiple people, and we just didn't have time for the podcast. I felt bad because I'll be out of the office for 3 weeks starting on Monday, so we won't have the podcast for those 3 weeks. So the week I get back is Towne Days week. So I wanted to mention that's coming up. So let me pull up my calendar here. It's June 20-something.
Well, June 20th, I believe, is the Yeti run. Is that correct? The Saturday before.
Yep.
And then it kind of kicks off Towne Days, and then there's some sporadic events until that next Wednesday, Thursday.
Yeah, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday will be the main days for Towne Days. So June 24th through the 27th. Harriman.gov/events. You'll get there. We have information updated there. That is kind of our home base for information. So if you want to know what's going on, there are so many activities once again.
Car show.
Yep. Vendor
Puzzle,
booths,
vendor booths.
performances,
carnival, parade. Oh man, it's a busy month and it's going to go quick. So.
Yep. And some people comment that, oh man, the carnival prices are going up, but we can't really go. But yes, the prices have gone up over the last decade. They're still more affordable than others. But even if you can't afford to go to the carnival or don't want to, there is still so much else going on that comes at no cost or a small cost, depending what the activity is. There is a lot to do. No matter your age, no matter your life situation, there's something there for you.
There's always something on the stage. We've got the main stage coming out Friday and Saturday. We've got concerts. We've got performances, bounce houses, mini golf, all kinds of fun things. So there's definitely something that will fit your lifestyle, your budget. Come out, say hi, walk through the vendor booths. There's the kid fair. There's the vendor fair. There's all kinds of fun things. And if nothing else, Saturday morning in the parade, come get some candy thrown at you. So,
Fireworks, as long as the weather's cooperating. It did not cooperate last year.
Last year was not. Yeah.
That was a bummer. It was really, really windy, so we didn't want to start a fire. But the plan is to have fireworks and a drone show one of the nights too. I can't remember which night it is, but there are fireworks and a drone show. So and America 250 themed too.
Yeah, it's going to be. I mean, I think everything this year is America 250.
Yep.
So it'll be awesome.
Okay, on to other city news and business and things. We had a city council meeting last night.
Yes. Again, a busy week, guys. We crammed everything we could in this week.
There was a lot. It is budget time of year. We had public hearings for the city budget,
the fire budget,
the fire police budget. We won't explain all the technicalities here. There are technically 4 different budgets we were working with last night. Ultimately, they're all city things. So we'll just kind of shortcut to that. But lots of budgetary discussions that have been going on for months and months, projecting revenues and expenses and cutting where we can to try to just make do with what we have. And we looked at the budget. We had a public hearing for each of those different categories. There was only one comment across all 4. So
which is tough. We had... It was later in the evening, but we still had a couple residents there. There wasn't a lot of input. Now, that could be due to the fact that we discussed this for months and months and months, and we answer questions throughout, and so there's not a whole lot of public comment needed. Or could be some atrophy in it where the public doesn't really understand that we really want to hear their voice. We want to get their input, and it's always a heavy topic. It's a lot of numbers. It's a lot of work. So we do stretch it through several months. We just don't come into the budget meeting one day and have a budget. It is 6 to 8 months at least in the process. And we go through each small department, line item by line item, and say yes and no to a lot of things. And our directors and managers do a really extremely fine job of narrowing their budget down to what is actually needed.
Yeah.
And we're going to have some tougher conversations in years to come. It's going to get a lot tighter for the city, and we have to figure out what that looks like in the long run.
Yeah. One frequent comment we get from time to time, especially this time of year when property taxes come up or anything like that, is why don't you try cutting first before yada, yada, yada. The answer is we do. I'll talk about my own department's budget. Over the last, I'll say 5 years, I think the budget, even though costs have gone up for various things, the budget has gone down.
Yeah.
We've cut the budget in my department. I know other departments are very similar. There are some where the budget has gone up, but the level of people in the department has gone up. So
the cost.
There's still cutting and cutting and cutting and cutting. And that's just something we do. The public probably won't ever really believe that, but we are trimming the fat so much across the city to try to maximize every single dollar of taxpayer money. But still provide the best quality of service we can.
Yeah, and I think that's the important part is we have a certain level of service that we want to commit to and respond to, and most of our budget is personnel. That's a lot of it, especially in fire and police. They're 85% of personnel. And so every year you hire a new person, you grow, you have more people, you have more vehicles, you have more burden. And that's the delicate balance that we try to keep. And so we are in the budget every week, every month, and we always try to figure out what we can do and how we can still provide that level of service of what we want to do. I think soon it's going to have to be what we have to do and what we need to do, and a lot of those wants will go away. So.
Yeah. We've said it before in another context, and we'll say it again. It is almost impossible, almost always impossible to raise the level of service and cut costs.
Absolutely.
That just doesn't work that way. So to keep the same level of service, either causes increased costs, or certainly no better than keeping the same costs. Things cost money, and we can't just wave a wand and the revenue column where we get our money, that comes from somewhere. The answer is it comes from our pockets. Yes. With sales tax mostly, property tax a little bit, but that's where that comes from. We don't just invent that money. We don't have an endless pit of materials and money where money actually matters in a local government.
Absolutely.
You cannot argue whether it does at other levels of government, but we have a finite amount of money coming in, and we have a lot of things to do, and we have to kind of figure out how to prioritize accordingly.
And we just don't take a one swing approach at it. We're getting pretty creative about how and what we can do with that money, make it stretch more. Mm-hmm. Such as, I know one road of concern is 56 West up Rosecrest. We have purposely deferred maintenance because we know there's a big project coming up this year. And with that deferred maintenance for 2 years, we're actually able to get that road up and do other roads. And then when we're ready to do that road, we tear it up once, do it the right way, and then have a great road for quite a few more years. So, so we're just not taking a one approach. So multifaceted, always looking for new ways to stretch that dollar and get a better product in the end.
So just know that there are a lot of really smart people who look at this and do our absolute best.
Not me.
To make to make it stretch as far as we can and to cut before we ask for more. So that's something that's in our minds all the time.
If you have questions, comments, concerns, email us. Come to a council meeting. We had a comment last night about a gentleman like, I don't know how to reach out to you. Look online. Our emails are there. Our phone numbers are there. Call us. We're just normal human beings living down the street from you, and we would love to hear from you. We may not have that answer right then, but we know how to find it. So, yeah.
Okay, a couple of other things from the city council meeting. New chief of police, Cody Stromberg, had a ceremonial oath of office. He's already a sworn officer, but now that he's been promoted to the chief of police, had that oath and a badge pinning ceremony. His family was there. A really cool moment.
Yeah, we've been waiting for this moment for a little bit. When we were able to acknowledge that and announce it, it was pretty solemn. And last night was just the culmination of everything coming together, and having your family, your wife, your support system there to congratulate you and to support you is pretty critical, especially in those positions. We ask a lot of our first responders and our administration and our chief and our department heads. And so it's pivotal to see that. And there was probably a good 100 people here for him, fellow officers, fellow chiefs from around the valley. He's got a great support system, and we'll need it because, as you know, Herriman's not just a small, old, faraway city. We're connected to this major metropolitan area, and we call on our other resources and other departments all the time. Cody will be an amazing chief, and I'm just can't wait for his legacy to continue here in Herriman. It's going to be amazing for what the direction the department will go and how he will leave his thumbprint on what he does. I'm super excited for him. It was great to see the emotion there, not only from Chief, but from Mayor Palmer and his family. It was pretty impressive. So if you have a moment, go back and watch it. It's very touching, especially the words and the sentiments as well. So congratulations, Chief Cody Stromberg. And we're excited for his leadership.
Well said. I won't even add to that. It was great. One more thing from the city council meeting we wanted to mention was a city ordinance code update about
long time waiting.
Yes, for stupid government things we say. Detached accessory dwelling units. We're the only people who are going to call them that.
Yes.
Dwelling unit. That's a home or a smaller home. What on earth does that mean? And what did we approve last night?
All right. So past in the city, you were able to have a rental unit inside your home. So an internal dwelling unit, right? So if you rented out your basement or you rented out a section of your home, you would have a permit or an application to do so. Now you can legally do it on an external building or accessory dwelling unit outside on your property. Now, there are some caveats. There are some restrictions on what size of lot you have to start with, how big the unit can be, what the setbacks are. All of that is detailed in the city ordinance. That'll all be online if it isn't already soon. And I know that it was in last night's city council meeting. There are so many numbers that I could give them to you, but it would bore you, and then it would confuse everybody else. But if you have a 10,000 square foot lot or bigger, you can apply for an external ADU. So that means a lot to some people, as we've been having people ask us for the last year. I think this has been a year and a half in the making. The state law just passed it last May. This May, sorry, and this last session in the legislature. But now we finally adopted our own city ordinance that aligns with the state ordinance, and I think there's going to be some very happy citizens out there.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Two other notes before we wrap this long podcast up. Sorry, it's hey, we had 2 weeks worth of stuff to go over, and we have to talk about the next
Rodeo,
few
yeah,
weeks.
yeah.
So thanks for your patience. Lots going on. Yesterday, we had a very windy ribbon cutting for the Midas Creek Trail. By the way, more wind today. It is what it is. We had a hard time at the ribbon cutting.
Yeah.
I don't know if we're going to share a video of that because you'll probably just hear
Yes.
but really, really exciting. So west of 6,000 West, westward to the future 6400 West. So that's just west of Harriman High School. There is a new section of trail there. It's been paved actually for a while. The contractor had some small things they had to fix up before we could open it, but that section of the trail is now officially open, and we hope more to come to expand westward toward the canyon. But that was kind of cool to open up this new section of trail.
Yeah, I think one thing that we're really achieving, and it's one of our long-term goals, is connectivity. And this trail system does. I mean, you can get pretty much east and west through the whole city on this trail system. If you haven't been on this paved asphalt trail, go walk it. There's some wonderful areas. It goes up and through roads and tunnels and culverts, and it's a pretty fun little trail to take your kids riding on a bike. It's very safe. It's very secluded, right through the back end doors of neighbors and parks, and more parks are coming, more grass is coming, more entertainment's coming. So this trail system will be cool. And then everything out west is still growing, and having the opportunity to get to the hills, get on your bike from the city center town and ride all the way out there, it's going to be pretty impressive. So
shout out to Salt Lake County for I can't remember the exact name of the grant, so I'm not going to try, but basically a portion of sales tax across the county went to funding this. They covered about half of the project cost. So that was really cool. We had partners from the Salt Lake County there yesterday to represent that and to celebrate it, and hopefully more to come.
yeah, I think it's always important when we're able to retain more tax dollars from the county, from the state, from any other government other than our own, to bring back here to our city. And it does help our projects move a little bit faster.
Yeah. So. One more bit of news on secondary water. So I think it was last Friday, we had a part that we identified needing replaced that unfortunately caused a lot of people to lose secondary water for the week. That's over in the Rosecrest area, kind of.
Rosecrest, Juniper.
Yeah. So I know a lot of people were curious about that. The part has been replaced. Our water crews finished putting that in last night. So they're charging up that system. I mean, they're putting water back in it and pressurizing it. So by the end of today, early tomorrow, that should be back to normal. So
yeah, I know there's quite a few people that reached out about the secondary water, and every year when we turn on the system, we check it, we run through it. We always want to make sure that it's up to par and doing what it should do. So finding parts that need replacement or maintenance is pretty common. It just happened to take effect after we've turned on the water, and so it did discourage a couple people, and they reached out to us and said, "Hey, what's up?" And all's good. Water's back on. It'll pressurize, like John said, and we should be good to go.
Yeah. So there was a weird accusations on social media.
Always.
Like we did this on purpose to force people to conserve water. That's not true.
Yeah.
That we're just so incompetent we couldn't have possibly. We didn't just order the thing on Amazon and just get it here next day. Like sometimes things take a week to get here.
The cool thing is we thought it was going to be a 2-week shipping process, and we actually found a part that got here within the week and got it installed. And these aren't your normal household everyday parts, guys. These are massive water lines, and you can't just run to Home Depot or Ace Hardware to get these parts. So
yeah. So shout out to our water department. They keep track of a lot of infrastructure and keep on top of it. Sometimes things like this happen, and we take care of it as fast as we can, and hopefully everybody will be feeling back to normal here by the end of tomorrow.
Absolutely.
And finally, we've had some questions about the construction project on 134th South, just west of Mountain View. It actually affects a little bit of east of Mountain View too, with that traffic signal going in. The main question that I've seen, I don't know if you've seen the same thing, is why are these lanes closed when no work appears to be happening?
Yeah, I have the same. I mean, I drive west out of the city or east out of the city, and I'm sitting there like, what is going on? Why are we down to 2 lanes? It's tough going through that area, especially during any rush hour between 6 and 9 o'clock out of the city, or coming back into the city. Well, John, it takes time for concrete to cure. And so the state requirement has a certain time frame that those lanes have to be shut down, because again, we don't want cars driving into those medians, the new ones. They're not painted or striped yet. They're not bollard. They're not identified. And so it could cause a hazard to a lot of things. And so those cones will be there for a little bit longer. And once they're removed, I believe that line's going to be functioning at that time. And so it'll all come together. Again, patience, slow down, drive a little bit, plan a little bit better. I know I'm always that guy rushing, and it's hard to be like, okay, breathe. We're all going to get there. Just take a minute longer. And it's the beginning of summer. There's going to be more orange cones out there. So, yeah, we got lots of projects going on. We've got one on 6,000 that's still going through. We've got a couple others throughout the city. So, again, just take a deep breath, plan an extra 5-10 minutes. And, we'll all get there.
With that concrete cure time you mentioned, there are certain hardness levels that the concrete has to be at to be safe for a road. And those are established standards. And because of science, it takes time, usually about a week for that concrete, once it's laid there, to cure or harden to a point where it's safe enough to drive on or to handle a wayward car. You would be shocked how often that happens. Cars just hammer into those.
Yeah.
So we can't risk cars bumping up against that new concrete early, and otherwise if it damages that concrete by a car bumping up against it, we have to start over.
Yeah.
So that's why those lanes are closed continuously, even though nobody's there working on it actively. It's frustrating. It's irritating because we want the 3 lanes, not the 2 lanes, but that's just how it is. We're getting to the end of that, and it'll be nice when it's done.
Yeah. And I still remember back 20 years ago when it was 2 lanes, always going in and out. So single lane in each direction or 2 lanes in each direction. It was a long time ago. So having this road now, this is almost that last little end point on that whole road. So it'll be impressive.
Okay. Well, thank you, Councilmember Teddy Hodges,
Thank you,
District
John.
2. Didn't introduce you, but
It's all right.
the people know you.
Yeah.
Thanks for helping on this marathon podcast. We had a lot of ground to cover. Hopefully it's enough to carry people through the next few weeks until we have our next edition.
Yeah.
Enjoy the rodeo.
Yeah. Enjoy your slight vacation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it. Thank you for listening and watching, and we will catch you next time.